Hey guys, good morning, good evening. Can you hear me? Is my voice audible?
Yes, good morning.
Good morning, Smita. Good morning, guys.
Good morning, Varun.
Let's
Good
just
morning,
give
all.
1 minute more, guys, to let the folks to let the folks join. Okay, I think we are on time, guys. Let's get started. Is my voice audible to everyone? Can you hear me
Yes.
properly?
Yes, sir.
Hello, can you hear
Yeah.
me, guys?
Yes, yes.
I'm just thinking. Guys, can you hear me? Is my voice audible to you?
Yes, we can hear you.
Just a minute. I'll just reconnect with my audio. Just give me a minute. Guys, is my voice audible now?
Yeah.
Perfect, perfect. Sorry, guys, for that. I think my audio had some issue. Okay, I think we're on time, guys. Let's get started. So yesterday we started off our discussion on the custom roles which are there, right? And I just explained you job role, right? Theoretically we saw it up, right? So what is job role? Let's have a quick revision. Job role is nothing but, right, where the segregation happens based on the designation, right? What is your job designation? On basis of that, right, the segregation will be happening. Apart from this, you have other type of roles also, guys. First, let's see them theoretically, then we'll see it into the system also, guys. Okay, so let me write down it first once again in front of you. So I'll quickly open my notepad. Right. So if you remember, what I taught you is, right, there are 5 types of custom roles which are there, guys. Correct? One is known as your, right, job role. Other one is known as your duty role. Right. Third one is known as your abstract role. Fourth one is known as your auto provisionary role. Right. Provisionary role. And the last one which comes into picture is known as your, right, presidential role, or which we also call it as discretionary role. Okay, do remember the name. Okay, right. So we saw what is job role, guys, right? Theoretically we saw it up what is job role, right? The next which comes into picture is duty role. Okay, by the word it is clear, duty role. Okay, always remember, right, in duty role what happens is the segregation is based out of your duties which you perform. Okay, do remember this thing. Segregation is based out of your duties performed. Okay, I'll give you an example, don't worry about it. Okay, that will make your job much easier. Of your based out of your duties which are performed. Okay, do remember this thing. Now what I want to mean by this statement is, I'll help you with this, right? We'll understand this with an example, right? But first understand the definition. Duty role is nothing but where the segregation is based out of your duties which are performed. Okay, now let's consider, right, an company. Let's say I'm a telecommunication company. Okay, right, what our main job, what is our main significance is, let's say I'm the CEO of the company. Okay, right, what is our job is, right, we are basically into transmission of the poles which are there, street light. Let's say, right, we are a private company. Wherever there's a requirement that, okay, they need street light, they need some lights all together, what we do is, right, we go to that particular locality, help in establishing the right connection altogether. We are a small business, not a big one, right? So let's say, right, how our hierarchy looks like is, I have a groundsman team. Okay, what is this groundsman team, right? Imagine this to be, right, 5 to 6 people which are there, right, who go to the specific locality, right, to basically, right, establish the pole, establish the connection between the street light, right? So I write down the duty in front of them. Okay, establish, right, establish the connection and help in, right, transmitting the pole. Okay, so you can imagine them to be the workers, right, who works at the ground level to basically establish the connection, right, and help in transmitting the poles. Okay, right, see this, I'm writing the groundsman's duty in front of them, guys. Okay, similarly what I have done is, I have appointed one chief storekeeper. Okay, what is the duty of this chief storekeeper is, right, I'm giving this as a real-time example, guys. Okay, understand this, right? The duty of this chief storekeeper is to coordinate the work between right the groundsman team, right, groundsman team, and right maintain the stock. Okay, let's say whenever there's a requirement, right, let's say there is a requirement in X society to go there, right, to basically right run the particular street light, to make sure the connection are there, right. So what will happen is groundsman team will go, 5 to 6 people will do, right. With them this chief storekeeper will also go, right. What is the main duty of this chief storekeeper? He needs to coordinate the work between the groundsman team. Okay, make sure that okay the groundsman team is working fine, there's no chaos altogether, right. He's like a team lead. You can imagine, right, this to be like a team lead altogether, right. He's working with the groundsman team, right, and maintain the stock. He needs to make sure, okay, right, how many street lights are required, right. He will issue the street light from the inventory, right, take the wires all together, right, and he has to coordinate the work, right. So there's a no loss, there's no chaos altogether, correct. Above them, right, in my company I have a manager. Okay, the duty of the manager is to basically create the report, right, and right what is this report altogether, that okay how much right orders we got, that also in particular week there were 10 orders to basically transplant the pole, right, there were 6 orders to make the connection, right, there were 6 inquiries, right, of the issues which are faced, right. So he's basically a person to manage the calls which are there, which are received on my office, right. Okay, this is a issue in this locality, let's go there, right. He's the main person, point of contact altogether, right. So he's basically the person who will be called, okay there's an issue, right, he'll send the team all together, right. So he basically right maintains all the calls all together, and he creates reports, right. Okay, that weekly report is created by him, right. Let me write it out in this way: create weekly report, right, and report it to the management, and report it to the management, so that right the company can understand, okay, what is their profit, what is their loss altogether, right. The company's balance sheet is maintained by it, right, and report it to management. Okay, above them is CEO, right. Let's say I am the CEO of the company, right. So obviously, right, I am the boss altogether, right, and I am managing the team, right. If you see, right, unlike your IT company, right, I've basically written in front of you, right, a small hierarchy, right, and I have written in front of you that each and every team, right, what is their responsibility altogether. We are not a big company where we have consultant, senior manager, nothing like that, right. What is happening is this is just a specific company, right, specific duties which are there with the people. Okay, let's say due to some circumstances, right, this chief storekeeper leaves the organization. Okay, due to some circumstances he has left the organization. Now I am the CEO of the company. What I tell to the manager is, sir, till the time we hire a new chief storekeeper, now you have to perform the duties of manager also, as well as you have to perform the duties of chief storekeeper also. Okay, so what is happening is, right, I tell to manager that it will take 15 days to hire a new chief storekeeper. Till that time you have to perform the duties of manager, as well as you have to perform the duty of your corresponding chief storekeeper also. Now what will happen is manager will create the report also, right, he will report to management also. At the same time he has to go with the groundsman team also, maintain the stock also, right. Multiple duties are getting performed. So here if you see what happens is, right, unlike the designation, what is happening is manager is performing the duties of multiple people. Now someone might say to me that, sir, the same example we can take in IT company also. Yes, possible, for sure possible. Many times you would have seen in your project, or many times in your IT company, that your director or senior director asks you to basically work on multiple projects, right. Due to some circumstances your manager has left, right. So your director will say, sir, till the time we hire a new manager, right, you have to perform the duties of the manager also, right. So what is happening is the duties are getting transferred altogether. So here segregation does not happen based on designation. Segregation happens based on the duties which are getting performed. Okay, have this example in your mind, right. Whenever there's a segregation of duties, that means duties are transferred to other person or other user, we call them as your duty roles, guys. Okay, I'll take a pause here first, guys. Is the concept clear? Is the example clear, guys? Right, Jay, Praful, Saurav, Selja, is the example clear to guys, everyone?
So job role is CEO, manager, groundsman. Those are
Correct.
the job roles, right?
Correct. And the duty
Duty
role
means
is
what exactly
exactly
they
they
are working
perform
on.
it. Absolutely. That's correct statement, right? Yes,
Okay,
sir. Clear
okay.
from your end? You're saying
Yeah,
something?
clear.
Okay, perfect. Selja, Smita, is it clear from your end, guys? Please feel free. This example has to be clear so that you get the further things. Is it clear?
Yes, Varun.
Perfect.
Yes.
Gita, clear from your end? I think she's on mute. No worries. Right. Jay, clear from your end? Is it clear?
Yes, clear.
Perfect. Perfect. So have this clarity of thought, guys. Remember this with an example. Okay. Always the things becomes very much easier. What I've seen is people mug up the definition, right? I'll also show you the definition also right now, right? Theoretical definition. But right before that, conceptual knowledge is very much important. Have this clarity. Job role, segregation based out of your designation. Duty roles, duties are getting transferred. Okay. That's a key point which is there. Now, how do you set up them into Oracle Fusion? Let's check it out. Okay. So what I'll do is I'll log into my cloud instance, okay, using one of the cloud instance. Go to setup and maintenance, okay. Right. Sorry, my bad, right? My bad. Coming back to the home page, right? Now we have to create the roles, right? All your roles gets decided under your security console, okay? And who does this activity? Your IT manager, right? What is SCM entail? It's nothing but a system administrator or IT manager into the system, so he can perform those duties, right? Go to the right hand side. You see this tools, okay? Click on this. Under this security console, okay. If you see, guys, right, I've been navigating to this particular tab a lot, right, from past 3 sessions, right? I've been navigating to here itself because all your roles, user, right, all resides everywhere. Yesterday, if you remember, when I clicked on roles, right, here is the place where we search the standard roles which are there into the session, right? And we were assigning it to the users which are there, correct? That's the same thing which we did yesterday. Now it's the time to basically start creating the roles altogether. So if you see at the right hand side, there's one button, if you see, right, create role. Here is a place where you can create all your custom roles into the system, guys. Okay. Now understand one more key point, right, before taking the discussion further. Okay. Right. Always remember, custom roles are created out of your standard roles. Okay. I might have mentioned this point earlier also, right? Now there are multiple ways of creating the custom role. Okay. Custom role can be created out of one standard role. Okay. Pick one of the standard role, right? And you can basically create a custom role out of it, right? Even custom role can be created out of multiple standard role. There's no limitation for it. Okay. What I mean to say by that statement is that say you have multiple standard role, right? And you can combine them, right? Up to you, whichever you want to have, right? And create a new custom role. Okay. Do remember this thing, right? Even custom role can be created out of, right, one or more, right, standard role plus, right, another custom role. Okay, that's also possible. So basically this is nothing but different types of permutation and combination which I'm writing in front of you. Let's say, right, I created one custom role, okay, and there's one standard role, right? And what can, right, specifically Praful do is he can combine one custom role, right, and one standard role to create a new custom role out of it. That's also possible. Okay, not only one, guys, this can be multiple. Okay, no limitation for it. Okay, similarly, right, even, right, a custom role can be created out of your multiple custom role. Okay, that's also possible. Okay, do remember this thing, right? That's a very, very key point to notice, right? So if you see here, right, what is happening is, right, multiple custom roles can be created, right? Multiple, right, specifically, right, different permutation combinations are possible. Okay, it depends upon you. There's no limitation. Why I'm explaining you this is so that you get a depth of it. Okay, a custom role can be created out of multiple scenarios, right? Out of one standard role, out of multiple standard roles, multiple, right, custom or standard role, right? Or even multiple custom roles also, guys. Okay, do remember this thing. That's a key point to notice. Now, how do you create them into the system? Let's check it out. Okay, click on the roles tab, right? Let's start to create the roles, right? First, we'll create the job role, guys. Okay, so let's say, right, I want to create a job role out of the standard role. Let's say, right, we took the example of procurement application administrator and your buyer role which is there. Okay, so let's say I want to create a custom role, right? Now, if you see, standard roles is something where I cannot alter anything, correct? So what I want to do is I want to create a new custom role out of these two standard roles. Okay, one is procurement application administrator. If you remember, this is nothing but the standard role which we added yesterday, right? And other one is buyer role. Okay, so I basically want to create a custom role out of these two roles, guys. Okay, let's see how will you do this activity. Correct. First and foremost thing, if you see, whenever you click on create role button, there are ideally 7 stations which you have to pass in order to create the custom role into the system. I'll not say 8th as a station, right? See this blocks which you see, guys, right? We call them stations in Oracle Fusion. 8th one is nothing but the summary one. That is nothing but the overall summary. So I do not call that as a station, right? Ideally, there are 7 stations which you have to pass in order to create a custom role. Okay. Do remember a good nomenclature as a good functional consultancy practice. Whenever you are creating any new custom thing in Oracle Fusion, just like how you used to follow in EBS, guys, correct? Start with the wording as X6. Okay, there's no limitation right now. If you type anything, Oracle will accept it, no issues, right? But be logical. Okay, whenever you are creating any custom thing in Oracle Fusion, right, start with the wording as X6. Okay, so let's say I give the wording as X6, right? Procurement custom role. Okay, something like this, right? I'm creating a new role of mine, so I'm giving this wording, but I leave it up to you whichever you want to create. Okay, right? This is my custom role name, X6 procurement custom role, which is there. Okay, that's the wording which I've given, right? Now Oracle follows the concept of name and code. Name is something which will be visible to you. Code is something which will be getting saved into the backend. Okay, because Oracle works on database, right? So this code will be saved in the database. This code has to be unique, guys, right? Multiple folks cannot create with the same code. Okay, this code has to be unique. Okay, so I'm choosing the same code here. Now choose the category, right? You will find multiple roles which are there, right? Your duty role, abstract role, which is there, right? Right now, the first one which I'm preparing is your job role. Okay, job role is the first one which you are doing, correct? Now, if you see, as soon as I click on job role, I see one button getting enabled, right? You see this button, enable permission group. What is this permission group, right? Take an example, right? I am also a system administrator, right? Smita is also system administrator. Shelja is also system administrator into the system. Multiple folks are there. Now, if I give, if I do not give any permission, then all the system administrator which are there in the system can alter this particular custom role, right? Obviously, these guys will also have an access to the security console, correct? If there are multiple system administrator, if you want to secure, right, secure your custom role that only you can access it up, you can enable the permission, guys. Okay. Now, if you see, when you're clicking on this, you see this enable permission group, right? Click on this button. By clicking on this, if you see the third option which has got, right, it has got enabled. Okay, now this is up to you guys if you want the permission to be there or if you do not want. Let's say there are only 4 to 5, right? Let's say system administrator is there, then generally we do not enable the permission, right? That's also, I'll take your question, Prabhu. Let's first understand each and everything. Okay, in the last I'll take your question. But what happens is it depends in that scenario. Okay, do you want to enable the permission or you do not want to enable the permission? Okay, that's a key point to notice. Now what I have done is I've enabled the permission here, correct? Now click on next button. If you see, right, you see functional security policy, right, and you see data security policy. What is functional security policy, guys? This is nothing but, right, what privileges you want to have, correct? This is a place where you can control, okay, which privilege you want to add, which you want to delete, right? You can control it up. Now if you see, what I'm doing is I'm creating a custom role out of, right, a standard role. So first I have to add the standard role which is there. You see this plus sign, click on this. Okay, now search your standard role. If you remember, we studied one procurement application administrator, the standard role. Okay, add selected privileges, right? You remember we basically studied this particular standard role yesterday. So if you see, what are the privileges which are available in your standard role are available here. Now you can control this thing. If you remember, when I was showing you the screen of standard role yesterday, I was not able to delete any privileges. But if you see, now you are basically using that standard role, right, and making the alteration in your custom role. See this, let's say I do not want to give the access of procurement UI. I do not want to give the access to purchase order, right? Select that row, right? You see this delete option which is there. Click on this, right? So you can add privileges, control them up, guys. Okay, let's say I do not want to give the access for supplier registration. When this role will be getting assigned to your user account, you cannot register a supplier. Select this row, delete on this, right? So what you are doing basically, right? You're controlling, okay, what privileges you want, what privileges you do not want. If you want to add privilege, you can add them also. Okay, see this, here is a point you can choose it up. Do you want to add privileges, any other duty roles, right? You can select it up. So let's say I'll tell you one of the privilege, that is bypass approval. Okay, that privilege actually allows you to bypass the approval of your, let's say, purchase order, right, negotiation, right, anything. So let's say this one of the privilege I want to add, right, add it up. So basically you can play with it, guys. This is like an open ground to you. You add your privileges, delete the privileges. This flexibility was not there in your standard role, correct? Standard role was standard. Okay, this is a role, assign it to your user account. But what is happening in my custom role? I'm playing with it. Let's say I do not want to give an access to supplier qualification model. Okay, select this, delete it up. Okay, so you're controlling the things, guys. That's the key point. Also, what I told you, you can combine multiple standard roles also. You see this add functional security policy, click on this button. Now let's say I want to combine buyer role with this particular procurement application administrator role. Okay, so select buyer, right? Add selected privileges. So now the privileges of your buyer role and the privileges of your corresponding procurement application admin role are getting combined, guys. See this, if you scroll down, you'll see the buyer privileges also. See this, research supplier, view purchase agreement work area, nothing but the purchase agreement screen which is there. So now you have an access control here, guys, right? Select this, right? Delete it up. Do not want that access, avoid it up to you, right? See this, right? Oracle is giving me complete control now, but this same control was not available in your, right, specifically into your corresponding standard role which is there, right? So now here is a place where you can decide your functional security policy. So if you see what I did in front of you, added some privileges, deleted some privileges, you're controlling it up according to the access, correct? Now next comes your permission group, whom you want to give the permission to it, right? So you can click on this plus sign, right? You can search the people, Cassie Boyle, Cassie Brown, right? Whichever you want to give the permission, right? For your review purpose, I will not give any permission right now, guys, because let's say as a homework, when you'll review my custom role, right, you can see it up, right? So I'll not give any permission, but definitely permissions can be given by you. Okay. Next comes is your data security. Okay, what privileges which are there, you are okay, right, explaining it in the functional security policy. But what data you want to make secure, right, is something which is available in your data security policy, right? Up to you, right? This is a question which you need to ask your client. Okay, what data you want to secure it up? Let's say, taking an example, okay, what my client is saying is they do not want to give delete access of the attachments which are there. Very generic example I'm taking you, right? Attachment means all the PDF, Excel attachment which are there in this cloud instance. Okay, they want to restrict it up, right? Only read only access should be there, or only update access will be there. So this is basically data security. You're securing the data. In functional security policy, what you do is, right, what are the functionality which will be available? In data security policy, what happens is what data will be visible. So click on the plus sign. Okay, let's create one data security policy. So you have to give the name of the policy. Okay, so I am basically interacting with the attachments which are there in the system. Okay, so I'm giving it as attachment data security policy. You have to give the name. This is a name which is given by you. Okay, now search the entity, okay, on which you want to have your, right, corresponding specifically, right, data security policy to be there. So you see this magnifying glass, click on this. Okay, now here is a place where you'll find all the entity, guys. Let's say profile options, right? We'll study as we go module by module, right? What are the profile option you want to give the access to, right? What are the specific criteria I want to have it up, right? See this, right? I'm choosing attachment as an example, right, so that you can easily understand. So all the attachments which are there into the system, I want to restrict them up. I do not want to give the access to each and every person, right? So what I want to do is, let's say I want to just give an access of read only, right? Let's say only read attachment, right? And download attachment, right? They cannot delete the attachment. They cannot update the attachment, right? Nothing can be done. Only read and download. Right? So what you are doing is you're securing the data. Okay, whatever access you want to do, whatever action you want to pick it up, right? This is nothing but your data security policy. You're securing the data. Do remember, it's not like that only one data security policy can be there. Up to you, whichever you want to create, right? I took an example of attachment, right? Let's say you want to secure a BU access, right? Control it up to you, whichever you want to have it up, correct? Click on OK button. So what will happen is, right, my data security policy has been added, right? Also do remember, guys, one more point. Whenever you want to edit it up, right, up to you, whichever you want to have it up, right? You want to remove it up, right? You want to edit the corresponding created one, right? At any point of time, you can do that, right? That's very much important, right? Have this clarity of thought, guys. Functional security policy, right? Functionality gets controlled. Data security policy, right? Data security comes into picture. Okay, you're securing the data which is there, guys. Okay, now next comes your role hierarchy, which is there, guys. Okay, what is role hierarchy is, right? Here is a place where you can add your custom roles also. Okay, if you remember what I mentioned here is, you can create a new custom role out of 2 or more custom roles also. So let's say if you have one more custom role into the system, you want to combine it with my new custom role, you can do that. That's also possible. Okay, that also we see, right? As we come to the screen, that also we'll see. Okay, but just hold on for that right now. But you should be aware about the screen also. We'll create 2 custom role and we'll be creating a new custom role out of the 2 custom role. That also we'll see. Okay, now comes the most important part of this particular, right, specific creation, right? At least expect one question coming from this section, right? That is nothing but which is known as your SOD. Okay, see my wording, SOD. Okay, now what happens is I've seen folks getting very confused into the interview. What is this SOD? Do remember, whenever your, right, interviewer or your client mention SOD, SOD is nothing but segregation of your duties which are there. Okay, now question arises, what is this segregation of duties? Okay, understand this thing, right? What happens is, it's not like an open playground which is given by Oracle that okay, just play with the role, combine anything, right, add anything. No, Oracle basically checks that okay, whatever functional security policies which you have added is correct or not, right? And if there's any issue according to Oracle, right, it will be replicated here, it will be mentioned here. I'll tell you a good real-time example. Think in a real life. Okay, will a manufacturing person will get an access to payroll management? No, it will never happen. Right now in your company also, you are an employee, right? You are a consultant, right? You do not get an access to payroll information, right? There's a separate team which is there. Let's say I'm just playing with this environment, I'm basically giving an access to manufacturing user of payroll management. Very incorrect, right? Yes, it's not like that within the module you cannot give multiple access. 100% you can do it up. A procurement person can get access to order management, right? A procurement person can get an access to manufacturing. But this type of scenario, when a procurement user is getting access to payroll information, that is incorrect, right? That's not correct altogether. Let's say absence management, which is also a module of human capital management, that module access is given to a order management user. Incorrect, right? Oracle will give you an error here. See the wording also. If role combination appear here, they are violating the provisioning rules, right? Change your rule hierarchy. If by chance there's any incorrect thing which you have added in your functional security policy, right, it will be added. Let's say I basically given, right, human capital management user an access of trying to give them an access of payroll individually, right, rest management, right? Oracle will give the error in that perspective. So if you see, these are all the scenarios where what happens is Oracle checks, okay, this is correct or not, right? That's a very, very key point to notice, guys, right? So it's not like that, right? Combining multiple modules is not possible, right? But I'm giving you one of the example of HR one. Let's say finance one is there, right? I cannot give a finance user an access to subscription management. That's not possible. It's absolutely not possible, right? These are all your real-time cases which are there, guys. Right now, if you see, I was playing with 2 roles which are of same module, so no issue came, right? See, this no conflict is there, right? But if this has been replicated here, right, then I have to correct my role. Okay, that's why, right, this screen becomes very much important, guys. Segregation of duties, because here is Oracle checking, okay, what policies you have added, what data security you have added, right? If anything incorrect, right, Oracle will give you an error, guys. Okay, do remember this thing. Correct, that's very much important. So how you should answer this question in your interview, right? And I'll tell you what type of questions comes in your certification. First and foremost thing, directly your interview will ask you, how do you manage your SOD in Oracle Fusion, right? What is SOD, right? SOD is nothing but segregation of duty which is there. What is the definition? It's nothing but a tab in your custom role creation, right, where Oracle checks that okay, right, the custom role which you are creating, right, and the privileges which you are adding, there's no conflict with them, right? It's not like that your human capital management user is getting access to subscription management. Very incorrect, right? Manufacturing user is getting an access to finance, right, GL altogether. Very incorrect, right? So if you see, this basically checks that okay, your role access, right, and your policies are correct or not. Okay, that's a good thing by Oracle. Okay, because it helps me to maintain the provisioning altogether. Okay, do remember this thing. Now click on next button, right? If you see, this is nothing but the user tab which is there. So whichever user you want to add it up, right, you can add it up. So yesterday, if you remember, we had Varun Sharma. Okay, do remember, guys, either you can add it from here or you can add it from your user screen also. Okay, up to you. Okay, see, this Varun Sharma is coming, right, which I created, right? and add user to the role. So see this, right? What will happen is the role which I am creating here is added to Varun Sharma, right? And finally, you can see the overall summary that, okay, which role, what policies are available, and you can click on save and close. So this is how you can create a custom role into the system, guys, right? That's very much important to know. Also, right before I start taking the question, right, here is a place where you can search your custom role. Right now, see this, right? Our custom role is also visible in the list. Okay, that's very much important to know, guys. Okay, let's create few more custom role. Okay, then I'll start taking the question because you'll get more familiarity which is there. Okay, right now I just created a job role. Let's start to create one duty role also. Okay, click on create role. Right, let's say, let's take an example this time of, right, supplier one. Okay, supplier duty role which is there. Okay, X6, right? Process of creation of the role remains the same, guys. Whether you create job role, you create duty role, whether you create abstract role, one and the same thing. Picture does not change this, guys. Okay, process remain the same. It is up to what type of role which you are creating, guys. That's the key point which is there. Okay, so let's say X6 supplier is my example this time. Okay, let's play with this. Okay, so that you get more familiarity with it, guys. Okay, this time what I'll do is, right, I'll choose, right, duty role. Right now, if you see here, a question might be arising, what is this other which is there, right? Module specific duty role also you can create, right? But why I'm going common one, so that we can take multiple things into picture, guys. Okay, that's the thing. Choose common duty role which is there, right? Choosing the duty. Now this time if you see, there's a little change which is there. Privileges, because if you see in duty roles, what will matter a lot, what are the privileges which you are assigning, because privileges is also nothing but your duty which is there, who is performing the duty, correct? So in your duty roles, you're controlling the duties which will be getting performed, right? That's a key factor which is there. Click on next button, right? Now click on the plus sign, right? This time what we are doing is we are creating the duty roles, right, on the supplier. Okay, right? So choose the supplier role here, right? We have supplier administrator, and understand this thing. Click on add selected privileges. Okay, so these are the basically the privileges which are there, or the duties which can be getting performed with your corresponding, right, supplier administrator which is there. Okay, this is up to them, right? This is nothing but by default ones which are available. Now what I want to do is basically, right, here, right, want to add my own duties also. Okay, and if you see, there's one resource tab here. Okay, now what is this resource tab? This is nothing but the user who are currently using this particular duties which is there. Okay, right now why it is blank, because to this XX supplier admin I have not added anyone, right? But once we add it in the user, this will be there. Okay, now you can play with it. Let's say I do not want to give an access to import and export file, delete it up, right? Up to you, whichever you want to do. I do not want to give an access to merge supply, right? Delete it up. Want to add more privileges, right? 100%. See, this process is same, nothing gets changed, right? You're controlling the inheritance altogether, you're controlling the access which is there. Click here, right? Let's add some privileges, right? So let's say, right, I'll tell you some of the individual privileges which are there. Okay, so let's say I want to add an access of, right, duties which is there. Okay, so this particular person can grant specifically, right, manage the duties which are there. Okay, this will directly come, no issues. Okay, it's pre-added here. So you're controlling the duties which are getting performed here. That's a key factor which is there. Okay, want duty security policy, have it up. If you do not want to have it up, skip is also possible. Okay, I do not want to secure any data altogether as a part of it, right? That's also a case which is there. Why I'm explaining you all the concept, guys, so that you get the beauty of Oracle Cloud, right? It gives you the complete access. Okay, and this time what we'll do is, right, we'll not give user here, right? You can give the user account specifically, right, at your creation also, guys. Okay, that's also possible. And save and close, right? So this is how your creation of roles happens into Oracle Fusion. That's very much important, guys. That's very much important, critical to know that, guys. Okay, I'll take a pause here first, guys, before moving ahead. Till this point, I think Praful, you had some doubt, right? Please go ahead. Go ahead. You're asking
Yeah,
something.
can you please hit a create role?
Once again, I'll hit it up. No worries. Yeah.
Yeah, role name, role category. So this is only restricted, this role category.
This is
I can
specific.
see only
Yeah, correct.
job role.
Yeah, correct. Right.
What
This
is
is
this ATF, BI, and
this is
common?
specific module also, right? See this, you'll get for finance also, right? Common is something which you
Okay.
can attach to any user. Okay, that's why I created common, right? You have specific module
Okay.
ones also, financial, HCM, right? It's specifically procurement. All your modules are also there. In that case, then what you can do is, right, only specific modules, right, roles you can play with, right? Why I choose common? So
Okay.
that you can play with all the modules roles. That's a key. Okay.
Okay. So if I choose procurement, then it will only work
Only
for.
procurement. Correct. Correct. Exactly.
Okay. Okay. How about order management? Only
Everything. If you choose
everything is there?
right, if you choose order management, right, only specifically OM you will be playing it up, right? But by choosing the
No, it's
common,
not there.
it will come. We have restricted it right now. I think it's right now
Oh, okay. Okay.
restriction for this
Oh, we
instance.
can restrict this LOV?
Yeah, you can restrict it up, right? I'll tell you how to restrict this also, right? Because right, we do not
Okay.
want to give access to everyone to off everything, correct? Sometimes let's say
Okay.
some team has a demo, no? During that time they restrict it up only to that. That's the thing.
Okay. So this category itself restrict the access.
Correct, exactly. That's a correct point. Absolutely correct point. Because let's say if I
Okay.
just choose human capital management, then only I can
Hmm.
play with human capital management rules in my functional security policy. But why I showed you
Okay.
common rules so that right you understand. Let's say you're combining OM role with procurement role, no issues. A procurement person can get an access to OM roles also. That's not an issue. Okay, getting my
Okay.
point,
Okay.
right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So role category as well as function security policies, both restricts.
Both restricts. That's correct. Absolutely correct, Steve. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now my next question is on function security. How to
Mhm.
do?
How
You
to
have to
do
type
means?
in.
Ah,
Yeah. How you'll go to the next step? Yeah, you have to
let's
enter
just
something.
typing in a random thing here right now.
Right. Right. And common. So only 5 types of roles are there, huh?
Ah, click. I think this is already
Okay.
there. Just a minute. Hmm. Yeah, tell me.
Yeah. Add function security.
Mhm.
So this is like a menu in EBS,
You can compare it with as a menu in EBS. That's
right?
correct.
Like multiple menus we have, we can just
Correct,
remove
correct.
the menu, exclusion, inclusion,
Yes, yes. Similarly, it's like a wording change, but
similar.
yes, more factors have been included in Oracle Fusion as compared to EBS. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Select any security.
What's your question? Just tell me that.
Yeah. No, I just wanted to see like what is this? What is about resources?
Resource is nothing
Next
but who
step.
will be using it up, right? So whenever you add a person, right, that will be available in the resources, right? Right now, if you see, you attach it to my user account, so my name will be there in the resources. Who are using this particular role? That's the thing. Tell me.
Okay. Yeah. Just select this. Add selected privileges.
Hmm.
Yeah. Here we can delete anything. We can add
Correct,
anything.
correct, correct.
Okay. And if I want to add,
Specific
then
privilege also you can add. That's what I did in front of you, right? I added one privilege of bypass approval, which helps the user to bypass specific, let's say, bypassing negotiation approval, right? So you can add your selected privilege also. Individual privileges also can be added.
individual privileges also we can add.
Correct,
Okay.
correct. Yep,
Okay. Because this is a set of standard set of privileges after
correct,
selecting the
correct, correct. Exactly.
functional security.
Yeah.
Yeah. The next tab, privilege after that resources tab is there now.
Ah,
What is that? That
nothing
is
but
for
who are using this user account, right? Who are you who will be using this particular right custom role which is there. Right now it will be blank because you have not assigned it to the particular person. Whichever people you assign, you can see it from resource, right? Let's say after
what
it's
is
not
the number 7? It is like a 7 number step.
steps which is there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Yeah.
6.
No, this resources is nothing like users.
Correct. Who are you have assigned it to? Right now, why it is blank?
Okay.
Because you have not assigned it to anyone. But let's say when you had created your this custom role, you had assigned it to the user.
So
Right?
here
So
here also you can add the users. We
yeah,
don't
no,
need
no.
to wait
Here you
it
can
for
review it up.
step
No, no.
7.
You have to review it up. This is a place where you can review it up. Reason is right. Let's say after 15 days, 17 days, you are checking it up. Oh, okay. Whom it has been assigned. Here is a place you can check it up. Not on the user screen because that only allows you to add the user. Here is a place where you can choose. Okay, who are using it up? Okay.
Okay, okay, okay.
Yeah.
Fine. But
Yeah.
here we are creating the role, right? Okay, but just to we can see the how many users are having that privilege.
Correct. Let's say
Okay.
afterwards 10 years, right now
Oh
it's
no.
blank, right? After 3 years,
Hmm.
4 years, you're checking it up, whom it is assigned. So you'll come to know, na?
Okay.
Okay, there are 10,000 people, 5,000 people whom it is assigned to. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, okay.
I'll take
I was
questions from,
having questions on the next steps also, but that's fine.
First see it up, right? I'll review it. First
Yeah.
see it from your end, okay? Then you can ask me the
Okay.
next. No worries, right?
Okay.
Geeta,
Okay. Fine.
Jay, Saurav, Silja, any question from your end, guys? Is the concept clear or not? Right? That's most important thing. Geeta, clear from your end? Silja, clear from your end?
Yes.
Any doubt, any
Yeah.
question? Okay. Please feel free, guys, right? As Praful is
Yeah.
asking question, please feel free. Do not hesitate yourself. Okay, you can
Very
ask.
impressive, but this is too good.
That's good to good. That's correct.
Yeah.
Reason is the features have been more added, guys. Okay.
Yeah. Right.
Okay. Jay, clear from your end? Any doubt, any question, slightest of question, please feel free to ask me. Right? Before we move ahead, at least the screen should be in your mind. Okay. Silja, clear from your end?
Yes, Varun.
Perfect. Perfect. Right. Smita, clear from your end? Any question, any point in your mind?
Yes, Varun.
Okay. Okay. So if you see, you saw two types of roles with me, guys, right? Now let's expand our further discussion, guys. First and foremost thing, if you remember yesterday, right, when you were creating the user with me, there's one button which was there, okay, which was called as auto provision. I just told you, just hold on for that, right? We'll study that, right? Now just check it out, okay? So I'm into my user tab. I'm typing Varun once again, right? Varun Sharma, okay? Click on edit button, right? Now if you see, right, there's one button here, add auto provision role, which is there. See that, right? Today in front of you, I added this custom role to my user account. See this, now it is visible here also. So either you can add it from there or either you can add it from here, right? Now what is this add auto provision role, guys? What does it means, right? What is the significance of it? You can do defaulting of roles also, guys. What is defaulting of roles, right? Let's take an example. What I want to say is, as soon as a person will be created as a user right into the system, this custom role should be auto defaulted to them. In that case, what you can do is you can do defaulting, guys. Okay. Auto provisioning, see the wording, auto provision by default, right? Provisioning it up. So whenever you want to default that particular role to any person, right, what you can do is you can use, right, auto provisioning. Generally in your real time, guys, we do not use auto provision. Only one type of role is generally auto provision, that is employee role, guys. Okay. What happens is, right, just giving you an example, that also we restrict it up ideally. Let's say we all folks are there. Okay, I have created all your user account. At least what I want to give is, right, I want to give the employee access to you guys. Okay, so what I can do is I can make the employee role as my auto provision one. In that case, what will happen is, as soon as the other user account gets created, right, they will be created as an employee. Just an example I'm giving you guys, right? See this, whenever you join any of the IT firm, right, as soon as you get registered with them firm, guys, right, what happens is your user account, right, your email ID gets generated. Then you are capable of accessing all the links of your, right, corresponding company. Let's say you're working for CG, if you're working for TCS, right, once you register with them, your employee account is created, right? You can access each and every link. Same thing, let's say I want it here also. If I'm creating a user account, I want to give the employee access to them by default. What is that? That is nothing but your auto provisioning, which is there, right? Defaulting, which is happening. How do you do this, right? Select this, let's say, right, this particular custom role, and you see this, right, add auto provision role. So what will happen is, right, next time, whenever a new user account is getting created, right, this custom role will be by default to that, right? That's the key significance of it. So someone asks you, what is auto provisioning? Auto provisioning is the defaulting which is there, right? Whenever you want to default a role to particular user account, right, what you can do is, right, you can use auto provisioning. But in real life, we generally do not use it a lot, guys. The reason behind that is, think over it, right? Every user account will be an employee. That's not the correct thing, correct? Some of the roles, some of the user account will be for supplier also. Some of the user account will be for the customer also, right? So generally, we do not use auto provisioning. Auto provisioning, why option has been given? Because let's say specifically, I am today about to create 10,000 user, right? I can auto provision them, right, the employee role, right? Tomorrow I can disable it up. So it will help me in that perspective, guys. Okay, do remember this thing. Apart from this, right, you have discretionary role, which is there. Okay, understand that very much importantly. Okay, if you remember, I mentioned one statement in front of you yesterday. Discretionary role, right, we also call them as your presidential role. Okay, presidential role, right? Steps of creation of this role remain the same screen. same tab, everything, right? But there are a couple of points which you should remember, guys, right? See this, by the wording, it looks to be very restricted role, correct? Presidential role, which is there, correct? Right now, if you see the some powers which are there with the President of India, right, a very restricted one. Same happens here. Discretionary roles are nothing but very specific access which are given, guys. Okay, think from a IT company, right? Or let's say think from a right manufacturing user. Let's say to only few folks you want to give an access to, right? Let's say deleting purchase order. Okay, let's say this is very important, right? I do not want to give access to everyone to delete the purchase order into the system, right? I want to give it very restricted, right? So what I can do is I can create a discretionary role, right, where only one privilege is there, deleting the purchase order. Okay, now what will happen, guys, is there's a limitation to how many folks you can assign the discretionary role, right? Do remember Oracle restricted to, right, less than equal to 50 user. Okay, that means only 50 user can be getting an access of deleting the purchase order. Okay, do remember this thing, less than equal to 50, which is there. So there's a target limit which is there in Oracle Fusion, guys, okay, of your discretionary role, right? That's very much important to know. Now someone asked me this question, can we extend this limit? Then you have to pay money to Oracle, guys, right? By default, right, someone asks you in your interview, what is the corresponding, right, limitation to how many folks the discretionary role can be assigned? It is only 50 people which is there, guys, not more than, guys. Okay, also do remember discretionary roles are specific to module. Right now, if you see, you were seeing common job roles, common duty roles, which is there, guys, right? But discretionary role is into specific module. Let's revise it once again, what I've explained you. Discretionary roles is also known as your presidential role, right? This is very restricted roles which are there. That means only few folks in a company will be getting it up, right? Generally, your delete power, which is there, are given to only few folks, right? Let's say when you hand over the project to the company, right? Only few folks will be getting it up. There's a limit to how many folks the duty roles can, your discretionary roles can be assigned. That is less than equal to 50. Okay, only 50 folks can be assigned the discretionary role. That's a limit by Oracle. At the same time, as I told, if you want to extend the limit, then you have to pay money to Oracle, okay, for this. Okay, that's very much important to know. Like if you see in your job role, duty role, right, I was playing with multiple custom role, right? Same thing can be done here also, right? But what will happen is assignment to whichever user account will be restricted to 50, which is there, guys. Okay, do remember this thing. How do you create it in Fusion? Let's check it out. Right, scroll up, save and close. Okay, so auto provisioning we saw. Next comes your discretionary role. So click here, right, click on create role. Okay, let's name it as X6, right, discretionary, right, PO role. Okay, just a normal example I'm taking, guys, whichever name you want to give. Okay, it's up to you. Okay, Control C, Control V. What I told you, this is always restricted to the module. Okay, so I'm choosing, right, specifically, right, procurement as an example. Okay, but whichever you want to choose, I'll leave it up to you. Okay, see this, last time what I selected, job role, duty role, common I was selecting, but this time if you see, you will not find any common discretionary role. See this, right? Do you find any common discretionary role? No, not possible, right? Financial has their own discretionary role, right? Specifically human capital management has it, procurement has it up, right? It is always module specific. Direct question comes in your, right, certification examination, right? It will be, this time what happened is it was a match the column option which was there, right? What was happening is, right, discretionary role, right, it is always specific to model, right? So you have to match it up into your certification, right? Last time 2 papers back, there was basically a true or false question which was there, right? Our discretionary role restricted to specific module, answer was true. Okay, so have this clarity of thought, right? This is a minor point. Ideally, if you see, it is not mentioned on Oracle website also, right? This is something which we have done practice a lot, right? So we know how the things happen. Okay, click on next button. Right, here is a place where you can add a discretionary privilege which you want to add it up. Okay, so let's search it up. Right, so let's say I want to have a discretionary, right, privilege. Let's say he can delete the specifically, let's say items which are there, right? Allowed to check the item and item structure reference, right? In manufacturing area, right? So he's a person who is capable of deleting the particular items into the system, right? Only the selected privilege I'm adding, right? Do remember, I just choose one of the privilege in front of you, right? Multiple also you can add, no issues with that, right? So specific privileges, I am restricting it up, right? To whichever I want to assign it up, right? That's the key significance which is there. Here, if you try to add more than 50 people, it will not work. It will not at all work altogether, right? That's a key point which is there. Okay. So now you can assign this particular discretionary privilege to your Varun Sharma. Correct. This is how the things happens into Oracle Fusion, guys. Okay. This is how it works, right? And click on next button, right? And you can save and close. Now we have 10 minutes, guys. I want you guys to also start creating your user account. Okay. So let's do the practical. Okay. Let's start with it up, right? So let me pull up my screen, so that moving ahead on this Saturday, Sunday, right, you can practice with your user account also. Okay, that will give you more confidence. Okay, so let me pull up my screen, right? Don't worry if you're getting restricted anywhere, right? You're getting right, basically, right, unable to do the things further ahead. I'm there to help you out. Okay, don't worry in this perspective. Okay, so this is the first practical we are starting it up. I'll take a quick call from everyone, guys, right? Have you received the sheet, right? Geeta, Jay, Praful, Saurav, Selja,
Yes,
Mita?
yes.
Yes.
Perfect, perfect, right? Guys who have still not received it up, please make sure you follow up with Prasad, right? Because moving ahead today onwards, this is like a very small practical which you are doing, right? But moving ahead, when you'll go with the live project, right, practicals with me, right? Please make sure this sheet is there with you. Okay, so let me pull up my screen, right? Very small practical, right? I want you guys to start creating the user account, right? Just create your user account, right? Attaching the role, creating a custom role, you can take that as an homework. I'll give you the homework today. Today onwards we'll be starting with our homework, as you'll get good amount of time. Saturday, Sundays there, right? So you can practice it up, right? But at least what I want you guys to do is to create a user account in front of me. Okay, so let me pull up my PPT, right? The instructions are mentioned there. Okay, try it from your end first. Okay, also secondly, guys, right, don't worry, I'm there to help you, but I want you guys to first give it a shot from your end. Okay, so you can use SCM IMPL user, right? I'll just expand it up, don't worry. And this is the password, right? If you have the sheet open with you, please open it parallelly. The folks who do not have the sheet right now, I'm just copy pasting the password for them, but it will be better if you open the sheet parallelly with you in your desktop. Okay, right, see this. I just want what a simple thing today, right? Then we'll do a more practical as we move ahead. Okay, what I want from your end, guys, is today, right? Please create one user account in this XGS instance, which is available. This is the first instance which is mentioned in your sheet. Okay, use SCM IMPL, and this is the password, right? Create one user with your name. Okay, and just attach this standard role, document catalog administrator. Okay, don't worry if you're getting stuck, I'm there to help you out. Okay, first give it a shot from your end. Okay, try it up. Okay,
Yeah, Varun. Yesterday I have created my user. I have
perfect.
not attached any role, just the user, and I was seeing like
Attach this
what
role to
menu
your
I can
user
see.
account. Correct, correct.
Yeah,
Attach this role to your user account. Okay,
yeah. But now my question is how to see only the tools to create the users and
how
user
to see only the
roles,
tools means
the tools menu
to
in the
your user
application.
account, to your user account.
Yeah, yeah, using my
Then you
user
have to be
account.
an IT implementer, right? So we do not give
IT
IT.
implementer, huh?
Correct,
Okay,
correct,
okay.
right,
That's a role that gives
correct.
access.
In
Okay,
Fusion,
IT
you'll see it
implementer.
as with the name as IT manager now in Fusion. Okay, so either IT
Okay,
implementer you can attach or IT manager, right? Ideally, if you want to
okay,
attach, you can attach IT manager. That's not an issue. Okay,
okay.
yeah,
IT manager or IT implementer.
right. See with IT manager, you'll find it up. Okay,
Okay. Today, from Naukri, I got a job like a Oracle Fusion administrator. That's one of the
Fusion, I have
job.
this DBA completely, right?
Oh,
So
it's a
for this,
DBA.
not for this perspective, let's say for external connection, cloud does not require a DBA, as I told, right, initially
Right,
itself,
right.
right? But let's say you are making connection with EBS, you are making with third-party connection altogether, right? Then you require it up from their perspective, right? So interconnection
Okay.
which you require, right, in that perspective, right? That's the thing.
Oh, okay. I thought it is just to create the roles and all.
That will be
That
also there
is
as a part of
that is also
this.
there. Administrator.
Correct, correct.
Okay.
That duty also has to be
This
performed.
okay. And this creation of roles and actually will not be doing it, right? As a cloud functional
No, we only
users.
do it up, right? It depends upon company to company, right? If you go to the big companies, let's say, right, what happens is they have separate team who mention this security console, let's say. But if you are working in a mid-sized company, we functional consultant itself do this complete activity. We are the only one which is there.
Okay, but not in the production, but at least in other instances. Okay.
Correct, exactly. Yeah.
Okay. Procurement catalog administrator.
Try it from your end, guys, right? Please feel free. If you're getting stuck anywhere, I'm there to help you out. Okay. First and foremost thing, Selja, Geeta, are you able to log into the instance?
Yes, Varun.
Okay, perfect.
Just help me with the navigation
Okay, I'll
for
help you.
create row for the user
I'll just
create.
correct. Right, I'll just share your screen. I'll help you with that.
Yeah.
Jay, are you able to log into the instance?
Yeah, I did.
You can see my
Correct, right? Little there's an arrow which is there, right? Small arrow which is there, left hand side, right?
Yeah.
Click on this. Here you'll find tools which is there. You see this tools just beside my enterprise. Correct. Click on that.
okay.
Under that you see the security console.
Okay.
Okay, click on that. Please feel free, guys. Okay, right? It's not like I'm judging anyone who is able to do, who is not able to do. Okay, please feel free. We are just doing practice. Okay, you're here to do practice with me. Okay, please do not hesitate yourself. Yeah, Jay, I'll just take your question. No, not on create role, right, Sajja? Because you are not create. You do not want to create the role. You have to create the user account, right? Click on
Okay. Yeah.
cancel. Just close this notification. Yeah, allow whichever you want to do. Right? Click on user, which is there. The second tab, left hand side. Correct.
Yeah.
And if you see at the top, there's a button, right? Yes, sir. I'll just check, share your, I'll just see your screen. I'm just with Shelja right now, right? Click on add user account, add user account, right hand side, right hand side.
Yeah.
Okay, now you can start adding it up. Okay.
Sure.
Okay, just stop share your screen. So are you sharing something? Are you facing any issue?
Yeah, I'm sharing my screen
Okay,
because
right.
I'm not able to.
I think you are using the
log
wrong instance. EVWB, you are using it up, right? Go to your sheet once again.
Just hold, sir.
No. There's a sheet now. Open, yeah. Choose the first one. First one.
This one, oh yeah.
First link, yeah. Open it up in a tab. Open a fresh tab, right? To our, no worries. Go ahead, right? See, but better to open a fresh tab generally.
Okay.
Type SCM pin. You can just copy paste this password.
SCM IMPL.
Yeah. Also, do remember, guys, more you practice, more confidence will come, right? If you see, right, even I am forcing you a lot to do more and more practice, right? Because that will help you to gain confidence. Viewing the things is one thing, practice, right, or practicing it more, right, is something which is very critical. Okay. Okay. Correct. Go to the right hand side. There's an arrow which is there. Okay, small arrow just beside product management, right? Where product management is written, right? See that there's a small, just no, right hand side. Where see that, right?
Yes.
Okay, I'll just show you. This one, perfect, correct. So go to tools. Yeah, in this security console.
Security console.
Now click on user. Correct, right? And now you can click on add user account. Add user account.
Yes,
right hand side. Yeah. Don't worry, guys, right? It's fine, right? Because this is first time you're logging it. It will take time, right? Don't worry, it's fine. Now you can start creating the user account. Okay.
Okay, so sure.
Okay, perfect. Take your time, guys. Okay, right? What you can do is,
What is the use of assignable button?
which one?
That checkbox, assignable checkbox.
Whenever you want to assign one particular custom role as making it as auto provision one, right? By default, when you assign the standard role, it will be assignable, will be always checked, right? But when you
No, I
choose
just had a procurement application administrator. It was not assignable. I checked
it's
it.
a standard role, no?
Yeah, it's a standard role.
Your user account, which you're adding it up.
Yeah. To my
Can you
account.
show me?
Yeah.
Just stop share, please. Can you share your screen?
Yeah.
Sort of, can you please stop share? I'll just.
Yeah. Let me share my screen. Okay.
Yeah. Sort of, I think I can still see your screen. Can you just stop share your screen, please? Just a minute. Yeah.
Yeah, are you able to see my screen?
Because what this is, if you see the role code is incorrect, PO procurement application admin, right? This is not a standard one. Aura one will be there. There will be multiple, na?
Oh, okay.
Procurement, right?
Procurement.
See the first one you have to pick. First one.
Okay, I
The one
see
which you
that.
picked was a custom role, because you see this wording copy, correct?
Hmm.
Right? Click on add role membership.
So
Now
this
click
is
on
the custom.
no, this is a
standard one.
standard one, correct? Click on add role membership.
Okay,
See this
this
by
is
default
all.
it is checked. Okay.
So what is the use of this sustainable?
When you want to do auto provisioning, right? By default, if you see application administration is not an auto provision which will be there, correct? It is a by default role which is available. But for your custom role, when
Okay.
you want to do a right specifically, right, auto provisioning. Let's say if right now in your screen only one role I can see, correct? But if you want to have 10, 15, right, then you can check whichever checkbox you want to have, right? And whichever you want to auto provision. Okay.
Okay, add auto provision rules.
Correct. But do not add this application to auto provision right now, right? Will not be of any
Okay.
significance. Okay.
Okay, I can remove this.
Yeah, Jay, go ahead, go ahead.
Yeah, so we only have to add one role, right?
Correct.
We
Right
don't-
now, just add it one role. Correct. Correct.
Okay.
Now, what I want you guys to do is, right, I'll give you homework from today onwards starting, right? First and foremost thing, right, take this as a homework, right? Start creating your user account into the system, right? Smita, are we good from your end? Able to log in?
Yes, I have created my user.
Okay, perfect. Geeta, all good from your end? Geeta, I think
Yes.
you're okay, perfect, right? So take this as a homework, guys. Okay, please make sure, right, to complete the your user account and one of the standard role assignment. Second thing, what I want you to do as an homework is please see my recording today. Okay, start creating one custom role into the system. I leave it up to you. Okay, you can choose my example itself, choose the same one, right? And how I did into the system today, right? Replicate it up Saturday, Sunday. Instances 24/7 available to you. I leave it up to you whenever you want to practice or morning, afternoon, evening, right? Up to you, which is there, right? But Monday when you meet with me, right, please make sure, right, that at least you do the at least one specific, right, custom role creation. Okay, this is for your benefit only, guys. Okay, now I'll tell you what is upcoming with us, right?
Sir, I have created my user with the Rakesh Patel. Is it
Perfect.
okay, sir?
You can add your role also, sort of.
Sir, till I have not created any role, so
No,
I have
your
not
standard role you have to add it.
Yeah.
Right? Click on edit button, right? Click on edit button.
edit.
Add role button is there.
Add,
Just type procurement there. Okay. Just add. This is standard role which you are adding. Okay. Right.
okay.
First one you can choose. Yeah,
Application,
choose first one, no issues. Okay, choose the first one,
Okay.
first selected, and add role membership. Okay,
Add role membership.
okay, perfect. Now you can click on save and close. Just try to log in with your user account if it is working or not. Okay, just to check.
Done.
Save and close.
Close.
Perfect. Right. Now you can log out of this SCM IMPL and log in with your user account. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So let's meet on Monday, guys. We'll continue our discussion. Please, meanwhile, guys, make sure utilize this Saturday, Sunday, right? If you have any other work, no worries. I can understand from that perspective, right? But at least give 1 hour altogether for this activity. Okay. So this, if you see, right, this idly activity in your real-time project is also one time, guys, to be very open, right? It's not like daily basis we keep on adding the roles, right? Altering the things, right? No, right? It's generally a one-time activity in your project also, right? So once you remember the navigation, it will be always there with you lifetime. Okay. So make sure, right, you practice a lot onto this. And please feel free. Tomorrow, right, you have any doubt, any question, you can ask me in Monday session. Okay. No issues with that. Okay. So let's meet on Monday. We'll continue our discussion, guys. But please make sure you utilize this Saturday, Sunday.
So,
Yes.
sir, I have one question.
Tell me.
Is there any place where can I find my past subsequent sessions? Because today I have joined it.
Oh, okay. Okay. It should be there. So, Rakesh, with you, right? There's a
Yeah.
link where we upload it up on the G folder. Okay. Just check with Prasad. Okay. Sort of. Rakesh, he'll help you out
Yeah.
with it, right? There's a link where all the past recording will also be there. Okay. Don't worry.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just check them. If you have any doubt, you can ask me. Okay. Please feel
Sure,
free.
sir. Sure.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, folks. Thanks for joining the session, guys. Thanks a lot. Thank you,
Our
folks.
next
Thanks a
session
lot,
will be on
guys.
Monday.
Monday,
Thank
guys.
you.
Monday.
Okay,
Correct. Perfect. Thank you, guys. Thanks a lot. Bye bye.
Thank you.
Take care.
Bye bye.